morning, students. Today I am going to continue with the chapter that was going on in the last session. So I'll be discussing today with you sustainable development and a bit of land resource. So let's begin. Sustainable development. Sustainable economic development means that development should take place without damaging the environment, and development in present should not compromise with the needs of future generation. It means that development should take place, but it should not damage the ecological balance of the environment, and development in present should not compromise with the needs of future generation. That today's development should not hamper the growth and development of future generation or coming generation. So this is all about your sustainable development. The main points over there is that damaging the environment, that is ecological balance, has to be maintained, and compromise the needs of future generation. We should not compromise the needs of coming generation. Coming generation should also be able to achieve its developmental goal with the existing resource. Development of resource. Resource is vital for human survival. Everywhere, today's world, if human beings want to survive, they cannot survive without available resource. Resource is very important and it is vital for our survival. It is believed that resources are free gift of nature. It is believed, that means it is not true that all the resources are free gifts of nature. It is not true. We have to keep a balance in using and utilizing the resources, and hence as people thought it is free gift of nature, human used it indiscriminately. They did not think about it. They just went on utilizing this available resources, and has led to the following problems. These three are the following problems that has come up due to excessive use of resources. Number one, depletion of resources for satisfying the greed of men. Resource depletion is happening because few people wanted to satisfy their greed by utilizing the available resource to the maximum limit. Concentration of resource in the hands of few. Today's world, resources are not equally distributed to everybody. Some have access to all the resources, some do not have access to any resources. And so the gap between the rich and the poor, the gap between the haves and have-nots is increasing, which has to be completely abolished. Indiscriminate use of resource and its exploitation has led to ecological crises like global warming. We have been using the resources in such a way that and exploiting it into such a level that it is causing ecological imbalance. Global warming, seawater rising, glacier melting, all these activities are happening because we are using these resources in an indiscriminate manner. For a sustained quality of life and global peace, an equitable distribution of resource is essential. If we want to have a quality life, if we want to have a quality and standard life, then equal distribution of resource is absolutely needed and it is absolutely essential. To obtain maximum benefit, we need to adopt a strategy of sustainable economic development. And if we want to derive the maximum benefit, then the only way is to have a plan of action, and the plan of action of sustainable economic development. If we have a plan of action, only then we will be able to achieve what we want to achieve. Resource planning. So what is resource planning and how resource planning is done? How to plan use of resource. Now we have to chalk out and we have to understand how we will use and utilize how we will plan the use of resources. The resource planning is a very complex, involves the following step. It is not an easy way to plan out use of resources, and it is a very difficult and it's a complex way, and it involves the following steps. Number one, identification and inventory of the resource in the country. First, we have to identify what kind of resource is available in the country. Now, this includes 4-5 important strategies or factors. First, we have to survey. Surveying, mapping qualitative and quantitative aspect. First, we have to survey. Then we have to chalk out on a map that which are the areas where and how much mineral is available, what is the quantity of the mineral available, and what is the quality of the mineral. So surveying, mapping, quantitative and qualitative aspect has to be seen. Then evolving a planning structure supported with proper technology, human skill and institutional setup to implement plans. Now we have to come up with a structure of planning. And what is it? We have to come up with proper technology, we have to come up with proper human skill, we have to come up with institutions so that this plan of action can be implemented in a proper way. If we don't have technology, the resource cannot be utilized. If we don't have proper skilled human beings, then it won't be possible for people to have resources or utilize the resources. And if we don't have institution to create the human skill, then also implementation of plan becomes impossible. Matching the resource development plan with the national development plan. Now final point is that the country has its own developmental plan, and the country also has a resource development plan. The resource development plan and the national development plan should complement each other. They should not go in two different directions. If the resource development is done in accordance with the national development plan, then it will be possible to have a sustainable economic development. But if they do not correlate with one another, then this sustainable development will get hampered. Now we will talk about one of the most important aspect of one of the most important resource, and that is your land resource. Land is natural resource of utmost importance. So land, without land nothing can be done. Land is the most important resource that is available to human being. While it supports natural vegetation, wildlife, human life, economic activities, transport, communication. You think of any activity. Activity cannot be done without your land. So it is very important. So natural vegetation, wildlife, human life, economic activities, transport, communication, for everything we require land. Land is present in limited size, so we must use them effectively. Now land is available. This land is not unlimited. We have limited amount of land, and so to take out the maximum benefit out of land, we have to utilize every available part of land to the possible limit. Now land resources in India. What type of land resources are available in India? 43% of the land is your plain land. Now this 43% land, that is your plain land, it supports agriculture as well as industry. Now 43% land includes the northern plains and the coastal plain, eastern coastal plain and the western coastal plain. This amounts to 43% of the land areas or plain land. Agriculture and most of the agricultural activities and industries are located in this region. Then we have 30% of the total area is mountain. 30% of total area is mountain. The mountains like Himalayan range, starting from Jammu and Kashmir till your in form of Himalayan range, it reaches to Arunachal Pradesh. Down it goes in form of Purvanchal, and extension goes as Arakan Yoma, a huge mountain range. The entire mountain range is the source of perennial rivers. Now this perennial river, what do you mean by perennial river? Perennial rivers are those rivers which have water throughout the year, and they get water supply from the melting glaciers of the mountains. And there are also seasonal rivers. Seasonal rivers actually starts from the plateau region or smaller hills. these rivers get water only during rainy season, and they provide us water for sustaining life. Now, these rivers, also rivers and mountains, they also help us in two ways. One, it provides us tourism and maintaining ecological balance. You know, all the tourist places, tourist spots, they are on the mountains, on the hills. Most of them are on the hills, so they provide tourism business. And secondly, ecological balance. You know, most of the mountains are covered with green forest, and which helps us to maintain the ecological balance of the earth. So 43 and 30% is your 73%, left is 27%, and the 27% area is plateau. This 27% area plateau includes the Deccan Plateau, the Malwa Plateau, the Baghelkhand, Bundelkhand, the Chota Nagpur Plateau. All these regions, the central and south central part of India includes this plateau region. And this plateau region, you know, it is the storehouse of mineral. Most of the minerals that are found in India are found in the plateau region. They are neither found in the mountains nor in the plains. So this is all about your chapter, and we will continue this chapter in the next video. Thank you.